There has been a name that's popping up more and more these days, and it is the bodybuilder Mike Mentzer. You know, now that his name's popping up more and more, it's like you want to learn a little bit more about this guy. I ended up buying his book and reading up about him, and I feel like his philosophy in some ways aligns very much with ours. He was all about muscle failure, taking the muscles to absolute failure in every workout, and also really concentrating on 3 particular movements of the muscle: the concentric, the hold or static, and then the eccentric or negative. And I love that. But one thing that is very unfamiliar with his workouts and his philosophy is that he only does 1 working set on the muscle groups. And to me, that's insane, because I grew up all about high volume, very much the Arnold style of training. So we want to try this out for ourselves to see what it's all about.
In formulating a high intensity training program, the first thing to do is arrange the exercises in their proper sequence.
So we got some shoulders and arms today, starting off with lateral raises, and you'll see that Mike Mentzer a lot of times would include a pre-exhaustion, which this is. So it's an isolation movement. It's pre-exhausting the lateral head of the deltoid before moving on to a compound movement. And he was a big advocate of pre-exhaustion, really helping to target a specific group of the muscle, a certain muscle itself, fatiguing it so that way once you go into the compound movement, it is already somewhat fatigued, so that way the smaller muscle groups would not exhaust before the larger muscle group that you want to focus on. For instance, doing lateral raises, getting that lateral head, the deltoid, going into a shoulder press, you know, your triceps are involved and your traps and everything. Well, now since you pre-exhausted your lateral head, you know, lateral heads, you have to work a little bit harder to exhaust faster, it's gonna fail faster. And that's what he's all about, taking the muscle to absolute failure. And in his philosophy, you know, he talks about how that is when true adaptation starts to take place, is the trauma that happens, that forces the body to adapt. So it is a little bit of a, you know, 1 working set, but there's usually always a couple warm-up sets there. So you're doing 3 sets, but the first couple, you're really just kind of warming that muscle up. You're getting connected to it. You're really getting that nice tempo in each repetition, because he was huge about the tempo. The positive portion, up, the static hold, and then the negative. Nice and slow and controlled, really forcing that muscle to work through all those movements.
It is the intensity of your workout, rather than its duration, that determines your rate of muscular growth. So your immediate goal should be to reduce the time spent in training and to maximize your effort utilized in training.
There you go, here's the working set. Nice. Doing good.
And slowing that pace, you're gonna immediately feel it. As you can see Brandon feeling it at this very moment. Good job. Great job.
There we go, there we go. Yep, up, up. Nice. There we go. Nice, nice. This is the trick with weights sometimes.
I know, right?
Try to do it as fast as you can, so there's not too much recovery in the muscles. You got the bar, do a little 4 reps here, there we go, come on, up, 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 up. Nice. You can do more, here we go, up, 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 up. Nice. Okay, dragging it. There we go. Here we go, up.
Nice, nice.
Rest pause, nice. There we go, there we go. Nice. You done? Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm done. Oh, shit. That kind of training is no joke. It's very intimidating. And you feel like your muscles were in a car wreck, to be honest.
This is the last shoulder. That's good.
This is the siege.
This is it.
Nice. Good job. Rest pause. You got it, it's all you.
That's it. Nice. That's it. Nice.
You did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, could I pick my arm up to do a face pump?
I know, right?
The important point to remember here is that you will grow progressively larger and stronger muscles only when you train with increasing levels of intensity. This is universal and applies to all human beings.
So we're moving on to triceps. Got the skull crushers here. This is going to be a pre-exhaustion as well. It's the isolation movement. Very well known, the skull crushers, or known as the lying tricep extensions. Starting light, a feel out set. We might do two, just to kind of get the elbows maybe a little bit more warmed up. And then one working set, a little bit heavier of a weight, introducing that force reps, the drop sets, rest pause, all that good stuff to completely destroy the triceps. Good job. Fucking done. Come on, yep, let's go. That's it. I'm staying with you. That's it. You reach that point where you can't even lower it. That's what the workout part is there for.
I'm beginning to understand why you advocated seven days of rest between each one of these workouts. It's definitely just complete fatigue, complete exhaustion. Those muscles have nothing left in them.
Get damn good pump too.
Yeah. And we just want to take a really quick moment to say thank you to TLF Apparel for making this episode possible. We're wearing their clothes. They're the only workout clothes fit for a buff dude. And if you want to grab some yourself, go to tlfapparel.com and use code TLF-buff for 15% off. Yeah.
In order to train as hard as possible, you must retain a clear image of your purpose. Once your goal is sharply but realistically defined, all that remains is carrying out your plan. Don't, however, worry about your individual potential. Potential is only the expression of a possibility, something that can be assessed accurately only in retrospect. In other words, you'll never know how good you might have become unless you try. So let's get with it.
Body's forcing to push as much blood in there as possible. Everything you got. That's it. That's it. Come on. That's it. Good job. Come on. You couldn't do anymore, man. That's where you got to take it. You just can't do anymore. You literally can't. No. Mentally or physically. I mean, mentally is funny because it's almost that battle of your mental capacity. Because, a lot of athletes will say how much the mental game can come into it. Because a lot of times you can push it past what you physically think you can do if you have the mental strength.
That's what's hard to gauge.
Yeah, exactly. What's failing,
Well, exactly. I didn't know what was failing, my body or mind.
Yeah, and it works on both levels because it's just it's so intense and it's so painful. You're like you want to stop doing it, but you sometimes, especially when you're doing the force reps, pause reps, whatever, you can get maybe one or two that you most likely would have never tried for originally. So
that's very true. It takes an extremely strong mental mindset and clarity and focus
in order to get this done.
We're on to our final exercise of this workout. Mike was a huge fan of the underhand pulldowns. He really felt it was excellent for bicep development, so that is exactly what we were ending this workout with. And he had a really great quote that went along with what we were just talking about as far as a very strong will, having a strong mind. And he said, so much time people are looking outside to new scientific advancements and technology that they overlook the inner possibilities of the greatest transformative device in the world, the human mind. And I wanted to bring that quote up because I feel it's just as timely now as it was back then. A lot of times you're used to doing, well, a plan says do 8 reps, so I'll just do 8 reps. Well, in this, you are going until you cannot work out anymore, and that can have an amazing effect on your, not only your training style, but also your physical and mental being.
These routines are meant to serve as guidelines. They are not intended to restrict your training. Certain exercises can easily be substituted, so feel free to be creative. The important thing to remember is to adhere to the basic underlying tenets of high-intensity training. Various combinations of equipment can be used with varying degrees of success depending upon your goal and effect desired.
That's it.
Whatever you choose, free weights or machines, no one piece of equipment is capable of working magic. For optimal results, the single most important factor is intensity of effort. The results you realize will be totally dependent on the energy you put forth. So give it your all and realize your ambitions. This is your host, Mike Mentzer, wishing you much success with high-intensity training.
I feel like this would be a really good workout routine for sadists or masochists. I don't know, either one. Maybe both.
You're a sadist to yourself.
Exactly.
And you're a masochist because you love it.
There we go.
Man.
We're done. And see the pump speaks for itself. Yeah.
Get a pose off.
See the result. Oh, damn. Look at that girth. It's a brother pose off. I feel 10 pounds heavier.
Fuck, I know, man. So much blood just coursing through me.
I think there's something to this high intensity thing.
I know, man.
Well, thanks to Mike, thanks to Ray.
Yeah.
You know, we're sorry they couldn't be with us, but hopefully they live on through their training forever. They say you die twice, once in your physical form, and the second when one no longer mentions your name. And I think they're going to be mentioned for a long time in the future.
They're very much alive, which very happy about. I'm glad they're getting a new resurgence, and I'm really happy that we got to try the workout, their philosophies, read into them, and you know, it's funny how it is continuing on, you know, with Arthur Jones kind of getting Mike into this type of training, the high intensity, and Mike Mentzer inspiring Dorian Yates to get into it.
And now a whole new generation,
And there we
including
go.
ourselves.
Absolutely.
So if you haven't given it a shot, do it. Hey, maybe it's not something you're going to use for the rest of your life, but it's always great to try new things, maybe find something new that you enjoy.
And I think I want to keep working out this way, at least for a while, just to kind of like get into it, to see the results.
Depending on the day. If you're with me, I'll work out this way. If I'm by myself, are you freaking kidding me?
Well, that's what's hard. See, with something like this, it's going to be hard to do by yourself unless you have machines, you know, that you can just easily drop set or it can spot you.
So the siege is over, and now it's time to rest, relax, and have a whole bunch of fuel.
For like 7 to 9 days.
Exactly. And we'll see you again in about 7 days.
Oh, yeah.
Till then, stay buff.